There are 5 levels of women's fat loss, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly where you are. Level 1, your weight is completely stuck. Level 5, you're losing weight really freaking easy. You feel energized, your hormones are balanced, you don't have inflammation, and life is good. I've coached over 6,000 women as a professional nutritionist since 2008, and I've noticed women typically get stuck in level 2 or level 3. In this video, I'm going to walk through each of the 5 levels and explain what is happening in each level so you can level up and finally lose that stubborn arm and belly fat. Level 1 is the counter. This is a woman who thinks it's just calories in versus calories out. They're counting how much protein they need to get in a day. They're trying to get their nutrients by taking supplements. They're only gaining weight time and time again, and they have no idea what's actually blocking their fat loss. If this is you, don't feel bad, because this is where every woman starts. They have no idea why the conventional weight loss advice has failed them. We're all told it's just calories in versus calories out for weight loss, and you gotta eat your protein. But unless you're in your 20s, that just doesn't work anymore because you have a different hormonal system. And if you are trying to do what you did when you were 20 now and you can't lose weight, it's because you're using the wrong system. Which brings me to level 2. Level 2 is the short-term fixer. This is when your diets consist of one type of food, like you're doing juice cleanses, you're doing the keto diet, or worst of all, doing like something like carnivore. You can work out with personal trainers or health coaches and you will lose some weight, but you're trying to use willpower to lose the weight. You are someone that's saying, I know what to do, I just need to do it. Which means you're trying to do it the hard way. This is someone that doesn't understand the impact that stress hormones like cortisol has on your ability to lose weight, which is why you can't lose weight the hard way. These are also the women that focus intensely on meal prep, like your favorite Instagram influencer would do. Like, you can't do what people that have all the time in the world do. You have to do what works in the real world, and that's not meal prep or super hard workouts. These are all strategies that have worked and probably have worked for you short term. I mean, just look at a low carb diet like keto or carnivore. You will lose weight during it. I'm positive, but your arteries are going to be filled with cholesterol and you are going to hit a weight loss plateau you cannot break. Like, I've worked with women that will do carnivore or keto, these low carb diets, and then they lose a ton of weight and then it's just completely stuck. I mean, it's like they can do everything under the sun, but their weight will not budge. It's because they have removed the most anti-inflammatory foods from their diet. And if you have inflammation, you will not be able to lose weight even in a calorie deficit. And if you don't have carbohydrates in your diet, it's not going to happen. And the worst part about these diets and this type of level that you can get stuck in is that you're trying to use motivation to lose weight. Like, you're the type of person that would be like, all right, it's the start of the year, I'm super motivated, I'm gonna lock in, and I'm gonna lose this weight. Even if you lost the weight, following a super restrictive diet like low carb or keto or counting calories, if you do that, that means you have to do that forever to keep the results. Those are hard ways of losing weight. Even if you lose weight the hard way, it's gonna be hard to maintain that weight loss. That is why so many women get stuck at this level. Nobody has motivation forever. So you don't want to use motivation to lose weight, because if you need motivation to lose weight, you will need motivation to keep the weight off. Instead, you have to remove willpower from the equation, which brings me to level 3. Level 3 is the learner. This is when you start to realize that weight gain and weight loss is more than just calories. Like, you can't just eat like one bite of white rice and gain 2 pounds the next day. Like, you can't break the laws of thermodynamics. It is not calories in versus calories out for the vast majority of weight gain and weight loss. And you know this is true. You've gone all day eating healthy, but you were up in weight the next day. You are not breaking the laws of thermodynamics. It's not calories, it is inflammation. This inflammation is in the form of cellular fire. The learner is one that will learn about hormones, about inflammation, and the importance of sleep quality. This is where you typically start to get a lot more steps in. You try 10,000 steps a day. You realize you do start to lose weight during that. You realize that cardio is a lot more effective than weight training. You start to eat a lot more whole foods the way they look in nature, which is great. You just aren't super consistent with doing what you know you should be doing. And this learner is the one that will do a metric crapload of research. Like, you probably know more about nutrition than the average nutritionist. And I see this all the time with the women I work with. They're freaking smart. It is not a information problem. It is not a knowledge problem. It's that they are trying to solve the right problem the wrong way. Like, you start to get some really arbitrary supplements. So like you start taking like Athletic Greens or AG1, which is basically like a fiber supplement with a multivitamin, but it's not even effective. Like it's all just hype. You start following influencers and you think that what they're doing at their end goal is what you should do at your beginning. That type of thing is only important after you are done losing weight. Like you don't have to worry about supplements at all. You don't have to worry about calories at all. You don't have to worry about protein at all until you are 100% done losing body fat. And you will see people who are fit who are worried about it now, but that's because they are done losing weight. And at this stage is when you start to see some serious results. Like you can lose 10, 20, 50 pounds because you know the information that you need to be successful and you can apply it. It's just that it doesn't end up getting you to your end result. So the problem here is that you lose weight, but that weight always comes back plus some. And you're slowly gaining more weight every single year. And the problem here is actually that you know too much. Like, how funny is that? We used to be in this information like deficit for a lot of the nutritional research that's out there, but now it is literally all freely available. Take, for instance, whole fruits. We have known these have anti-obesity and anti-inflammatory effects for women for years, but basically, nobody talks about it because there's no money to be made into it. We're just waiting for the research to catch up, and eventually influencers will start to talk about it more and more as soon as they realize how effective it is. It's that we've all been brainwashed into spending more money on things that don't work, but get us on someone's payroll the rest of their life. This is where you're stuck in the all or nothing mindset. Like, you're like, all right, I'm gonna meal prep everything. I'm gonna make sure my supplements are in order. I'm gonna do super hard workouts. I'm gonna lock in. And the problem here is that you're just implementing so many changes that it leads to hormonal stress. That hormonal stress, like having too much of the stress hormone cortisol, is why your weight feels like it's stuck. Take, for instance, you might have learned that coffee will increase cortisol, and you know cortisol makes it hard to lose weight. So you're like, all right, I'm gonna cut back on my caffeine intake by having a little bit less coffee in the morning, and on the weekends, I'm gonna go cold turkey. But that is what actually messes up your hormones. Like, that is good information that is implemented the wrong way. What you should take from that is that you should be having your caffeinated coffee at the same time every single day. Having it at a different time of the day every day is what messes up your hormones. That is what jacks up your cortisol. Not having the coffee, it's having too much caffeine inconsistently. Did you know that? If you didn't know that, now you do. And you can start to balance your hormones naturally, which will help more weight come off. And that brings me to level 4. Level 4 is the balancer. This is where you're gonna start to see some freaking awesome results. Women here have started to lose some inflammation. They follow Abrams' free stuff online because it's better than most people's paid stuff. You're focusing on sleep quality instead of sleep quantity. You have less stress hormones like cortisol, which makes losing weight even easier. Plus, you are forming healthy habits that you can follow on your worst day, which makes you highly consistent. You will lose a crap load of weight in this level. The problem is the weight just doesn't stay off. And there is some kind of hormonal reason why it is hard for you to lose weight and keep it off. You just have not found that fix yet. This is actually the vast majority of women that I work with inside of my full coaching program. Look at it this way. You are freaking smart. Like, you are super accomplished with many aspects of your life. You just can't seem to get this stubborn weight off your body in a way that actually works. It feels like there's a missing puzzle piece here. Like, it's not information. How do you get this information? What is that missing piece? Typically, it is hormonal, which is leading to an inflammatory problem because inflammation in the form of cellular fire has no calories and explains why so many women's weight gets stuck. So what's missing here is natural hormonal balance that heals the gut microbiome to actually fix the root cause for why it's hard for you to lose weight and keep it off in the first place. And that root cause differs from woman to woman, at least what I've seen, because I've worked with over 6,000 women throughout the years. This could be anywhere from toxic visceral fat. It could be too much inflammation in the form of cellular fire, giving you that big fat belly. It could be that you have hormonal imbalances, like you're in perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause. It could be something out of your control, like Hashimoto's, hypothyroidism, high amounts of insulin. You could be a cancer survivor, which completely nukes your metabolism, or you simply just have not made data-driven decisions yet. If you make data-driven decisions using your data, you will guarantee your long-term success. Which brings me to level 5. Level 5 is losing weight the easy way. This is where a woman's body is finally in fat burning mode. Your hormones are balanced and there's no more crash diets or taking a bunch of supplements. You have a consistent routine around things that balance your hormones naturally and reduce inflammation, like sunlight, getting walking in, the strategic use of stimulants, and regulating your dopamine. Then what you start to do is collect your data for data-driven decisions. So lots of really smart women will see research that comes out that says this works, that works, the other thing works. But what you really need to do is you have to test it for yourself and then see if it works for you specifically. Then you need to start picking different parts from different diets and say, this works for me, this works for me, this way to reduce inflammation works for me, this way to balance my hormones works for me, and then you end up coming up with your specific solution. And you'll notice that solution is the easy way of losing weight, because if it's easy to lose the weight, it's easy to maintain that weight loss. You should not be counting calories. You should be doing something you could do for the rest of your life, and that are the only changes you can make, because losing weight is very different than losing weight and keeping it off. If you want to keep off the weight loss, you have to actually change your lifestyle in a way you can maintain on your worst day. I have coached thousands of women throughout the years, but I have never seen two women with the exact same solution. You have to collect your data for your data-driven decision. The data you should be looking at is like, what is causing inflammation for me? Like, what causes bloating? What is making me tired after eating? Because that is a sign that that is a metabolically unhealthy food for you. And most importantly, you have to look for anti-obesity foods. These are foods where the more of them you eat, the more weight you lose. And when I started having my wife make data-driven decisions to lose weight, she was able to lose 60 pounds in 2 months. And she's kept that weight off for more than 11 years now. Do you think she did it the hard way, or do you think she did it the easy way? Of course she did it the easy way, because if it's easy to lose the weight, it's easy to maintain that weight loss. There's no point in losing weight if you just gain it back. And the easy way of losing weight is exactly what I teach to my full program clients and everywhere on social media. If you're gonna try to do this yourself and you can't pay for professional help like me, where I could just guarantee results to take out the guesswork, what I'd want you to do is start to look for books, podcasts, and online resources. I actually have my full audiobook 100% free on my YouTube channel. Just type in Abram Anderson audiobook. It's called Healthy Weight Without Willpower. It's a freaking awesome book. Highly recommend. This is where you really step into that fifth level. You start to think, who can help me lose weight? Not how can I lose this weight? It's only hard to lose weight if you are trying to do it yourself. If you stop thinking, how do I lose the weight? And you think, who can help me lose this weight? You start investing very heavily in solutions that are guaranteed to work. Or you start doing it yourself by doing things like following podcasts, listening to Abram on YouTube. Because the fact is, it's only hard for you to lose weight because you're trying to do it yourself. You know, there's people that literally do this for a living. Like this guy you're looking at right here. If you were to just find a professional, they have a book, they have a podcast, they have YouTube videos, or they have an actual professional service where you can just pay to shortcut your success. Like, for instance, my full coaching program, I'm a professional nutritionist, but if you follow my full program guidance and it doesn't work for you, and you don't lose the weight without counting calories and without taking supplements, I will give you all of your money back, plus pay you an additional $2,000 cash back on top of getting all your money back. How could I offer a guarantee like that? Do you think it's because I'm guessing at success? Do you think it's because I'm worried that some women will be successful, some women weren't? Do you think I can offer that guarantee because I'm not sure if you could be successful? Of course I know you could be successful. Losing weight is all I do. It's all I've been doing forever. Like, I've been a nutritionist since 2008. I started my specific program in 2014. Do something for a decade and you just focus on making weight loss really freaking easy, guess what? You get really freaking good at it. Dentists have done it. Doctors have done it. Weight loss coaches have done it. Why would you try to do it yourself when someone could just shortcut it for you? And one more thing before we go, if you are trying to lose weight and you've been struggling for like weeks, months, or even years, don't give up. I totally feel how frustrating it can be and how defeated you can feel. But that's exactly where my wife was. She had her thyroid removed, so she essentially has no metabolism. She had diabetes. She had a big fat cortisol belly that made it look like she was pregnant even when she wasn't. And she had lymphedema, which was causing swelling in her lower body. And that swelling and that cellular fire had no calories. Yet, she was told the conventional advice: eat more protein, calories in, calories out. It didn't work for her. What did work is making data-driven decisions. But that only happened because she started when her life was hard and she didn't give up. You can lose this weight. Just don't give up and you will find your solution. Just remember, every solution you try should feel easy, because if it's easy to lose the weight, it's easy to maintain that weight loss. Please subscribe and follow me for more. Love you all. And if you are interested in my full coaching program, just message info on Instagram or Facebook, or just check the link in the description and you can learn more about it there. Hope you have a freaking awesome rest of your day. Talk soon.